begin in 2 minutes. From Capitol Hill, Seattle, this is WW7PSR. Please stand by for the net.
Well, this is going to be vertical. So we just have like the full horizontal stream here. Let's see if it gives me an alert. Okay. We turn the scanner on too. Wait a minute. Alright, so it's horizontal. I don't know if it'll make a difference.
1 minute to that.
But now I have to set it up optimally for horizontal because it's set up for vertical. So, vertical or horizontal, which one is it? Okay.
Good evening, it's time for the 9 o'clock net. This net meets daily at both 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. here on the WW7PSR here in Seattle, Washington at 1:46 Mountain Standard with a standard minus offset and a steel tone of 103.5. I'm Paul, KSM3JP, and I'll be your net host for tonight, Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. This is a directed social net, open to all learning men. Whether what's going on or what's going about your day, what project, grade, or otherwise, how you can work on it. Here's what I'll do. I'll compile a list of 4 or 5 good chapters. And then I'll go back down there, and I'll ask you something important. Just give me a call sign and your name, and I'll accommodate. No tailgate is that we saw double and triple terminal. Here's someone trying to get in. Please allow me to acknowledge you for control after call. Also, please do report to us and CHINO is a 4-year. And finally, end your report when you call me. That's what we do. And if you feel integrated, upgrade. Remember that, this is all KSM3JP. Looking for that first time to check in. On tonight, 9 o'clock net. All I need is your call sign and name. Kilo Alpha 9, Echo Hotel Victor, KA9EHZ, and in Seattle.
Well, I guess at least it will run ads, right?
Alright, Dan. Gotta tell you this. Call here, KSM3JP, looking for more stations. Call the name. Charlie Oscar, Josh.
Oh, it's going to pick up the other audio. I need to mute my own microphone, basically. Unless I'm going to be the peanut gallery. There we go.
Is that Josh you're looking for? W7LCO, I am mobile and I can check in your e-bike. Josh. I'm going to make you first on the list, but I'm going to get a couple more stations on the list here, and then we'll go ahead and get you to the top there. Actually, I changed my mind. Josh, since you're mobile and maybe short horizon there, why don't you go ahead and do your report? Awesome, thanks for that. Yeah, this is Josh, W7LCO, and I'm in the car. I'm on my way to Des Moines. I'm going to a client for my soapwork side hustle that I do. So I'm going to get in some late night hours and hopefully get somebody's sailboat up and running so they can take it out this weekend. Other than that, doing pretty well with my new mobile setup. Just need to mount a little thing to hold my microphone and my head unit. So that's what I got going on. Thanks for letting me do early check-in. Back to you, W7LCO. All right, motor safely there, and yeah, there's all kinds of accessories you can get for mounting, headset or microphone and all that. Some of them have some of the really high strength adhesive that might work for you, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead, actually I'll go ahead and call on Ann, so I'll clear the list out. Ann, KA9EHV, please come ahead.
And this is KA9EHV, Ann in Seattle. That's what I like, being the clear-out station. Woohoo! But I suppose it was inevitable since, we had that other early check-in. And also, you had KM0Q, Darren I think it's in Missouri. Anyway, I heard him check in, so just thought you might like to know. Let me drop a second and see if he'll come back.
No, it's not my turn, so I'll stand by.
And please go ahead. People don't get through, and people just get another shot to get in. I'll put them on the list, but yeah, just go ahead with your report.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because, anyway, let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, yes, well, I worked today on the interminable thread edit job, which is the revision of Sunset Rising. Sunset Rising is a story which takes place in Seattle that has degenerated into a sort of core city and a whole bunch of neighborhood districts that consist of 5 9-square block neighborhoods each. And these neighborhoods share a common energy infrastructure and common schools. There'll be a school within each neighborhood, or 2 schools, depending on how many kids there are, and so forth. And the society, because people have finally developed a certain fear about what's happening to fertility rates worldwide, has gotten really fanatical on placing value on kids and the status you gain if you have more than your replacement value of kiddom, among other things. And so the result of this, hang on just a second. Okay, sorry. I don't have a timeout timer, so I have to be careful. The result of this is taking that premise to its logical and extreme conclusions, because that's what science fiction writers like to do. You get this absolutely Byzantine story of the people in this neighborhood and how work gets assigned among them, and how the difference between the things the neighborhood produces for itself and how it acquires the currency it needs to trade for the stuff it doesn't make, which is very different. You're much more aware of it in a small society like that. And it's very, very, very hard to write and keep to the 10,000 words, which is what I think it deserves. Meanwhile, I dug out 2 more stories out of my inventory to put in this book so that it will be a decent-sized book and people can read it and hopefully enjoy it. So that is what I spent the day doing. And other than that, I'm reading Bitter Almonds, which is a story about the Excedrin cyanide poisoning scandal. And other than that, that is about it. I'm still recovering from the last bit of harp playing I did, so I expect to get back to it tomorrow. And no birdies today. I'm so sad. It just was too cold and too blustery. Anyway, thanks, Paul, for running the net. Thanks to Moxie for supporting Paul. Thanks to all of you for listening to me. I love you all. This is KA9EHV, back to net.
Thank you, Ann, for your report. And, that sounds like a pretty interesting novel you're writing there. Seems like you've got a lot of plans for it, but a lot of development to take place on it. And, hopefully you get it to where you want to be. I'm sure there's a lot of labor in making that kind of thing work. So, and don't worry. There's always times that people are doubling with me. They always get multiple chances to get in. So we'll sort them out. I know sometimes it's people are trying to help by hearing what I can't hear, but we'll get them. Everyone will get a couple of chances to get in, hopefully. So. All right. We also had KB7CHY Cherry with an IO, and then I do have KM0Q written down here. Darren, Missouri there. And Darren, were you an IO or were you in?
Yeah, it was just an IO. Yeah, internet rounds always help, but yeah, I guess I double with somebody, but yeah, just an IO, KM0Q for ID only.
All right, thanks, Darren. Got your IO. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's go ahead and get some more stations in there. This is Paul K7TJP with here. 9 o'clock net. All I need is call sign and name.
Kilo 7 Tango, November Papa, Troy, mobile.
All right, K7TNT Troy, got on the list. There was someone doubling with you there. Doubling, I want to give it another shot. All right, please call the name. KX2CW.
Mike 0, Romeo, Kilo, November. Mike 0, Romeo, Kilo, November. Carrie in Motherwell, Scotland.
All right, Carrie, got you on the list. Anyone else? Call the name.
7 Zulu Papa Juliet, Magoo, Covington, Washington.
All right, KK7ZPJ, said Magoo there, got you on the list. And anyone else, call the name. All right, I think there was a Kilo Charlie station trying to get in there, but if you can give it another shot. All right, sorry, your audio is kind of broken up right now. If you want to give it another shot in a couple minutes, either boost your power, move around, or just try again. Maybe we'll get you in. I'm going to go ahead and run this list. We're going to go to Troy, K7TMP. Troy, please come ahead.
Good evening, Paul, and the rest of the net. This is K7TMP. Right now, I'm moving through the wild suburban. Anyway, I am going to have a few hams coming up here in a couple of months for a visit. They're coming out of Prescott, and I think we might know a couple of people down in that area as well. So we're going to have them up here starting probably around July 13th. So I think it'll be fun to have them up here. They're kind of excited. You know, this is the region that is very radioactive, and they can't wait to get up here and play around on some of the repeaters up here. So we're going to have fun playing radio when they're up here, doing a little swimming, having fun, all that kind of good stuff. Other than that, everything is going smooth here on the home front. So I'm going to send it back to you, Paul, because I am on my way to the grocery store to pick up some groceries for tonight. This is K7TMP. Back to you.
All right, again, motor safely there, Troy, and glad you've got some visitors coming up who like to play with radio. That's the best thing there, so I'm sure we'll be hearing from them, and you'll be telling us more as we get closer to that. Okay, let's go next to Joan, KS2CW. Joan, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm all right, Paul. And hi, Moxie. I walked over. I was going to do RF tonight, but decided wisely to choose All-Star Link. I'm standing in my east-facing with picture window. It's a nice picture window. They're square. They're not super, super, like the kind I remember over at my cousin's house in Hope Park, outside of Chicago. But I will take that largest window I've ever had. Two of them, but I can stand it right in the window, like I'm kind of leaning against the windowsill, my thighs, and looking out at the evening. I'm seeing the gaps in the clouds, and I'm seeing the neighborhood scape, this bowl of the low point of Broadway Avenue. It's a bit of a dip here, so Second Hill is a ridge, horizon to my east. And if I look northwest, there is the Bobby Moore's playing field, part of Cal Anderson Park, underneath the light, ball field lights there, very pretty. This time of night, I'm wandering back, giving you a travelogue here. I'm wandering through this wide open space that is my living room, and now I'm looking at the north sky, and I see it is like light, a light, wispy, kind of bit of a vaguer cloud layer, and then the kind of cotton candy looking sleeping bag nuts cloud layer under it, and it's quite striking. And I went to a friend's apartment here, Joy's place, where there was a card game. So far I've witnessed this card game twice, and I'm still in the observation phase. One of these times I'm going to say, okay, deal me. But it's Uno, but it's a merciless, aggressive version of Uno. It has, add 10 cards and some subtle smiley faces and frowny faces, depending on the meanings of some cards. All kinds of things can happen, and and there's a lot of cussing. So it's like it's no mercy Uno, and so Uno seemed kind of a bit boring to me, but this game is not. It's the second time I've witnessed one of these games. I'm going, this is serious. Anyway, I've talked for long enough. All the numbers to all my hams: KX2CW Joan on Broadway in Capitol Hill, at the Broadway Behavioral Observatory.
That you're describing there could be kind of fun, and it sounds like you've got a nice view from your place, and thanks for sharing that. You have a great night. 7-3 All right, let's go next to Carrie, MM0RKN. Carrie, how are you today?
AM0RKM, very good morning, Paul, good morning. Sorry, it's good evening to you guys, good evening to everyone on the net. And yeah, we are now on Wednesday morning here. And we're still enjoying this good spell of weather. Temperature today is set to go up to about 20 degrees Celsius. And I think it's going to continue until around Saturday. And then, yeah, the rain will start to come in. But we're actually needing some rain. It hasn't rained now for at least a month. And yeah, the plants and that kind of thing, they're all starting to struggle a little bit. So yeah, a little bit of rain will be welcome for the grounds and things. It would be nice if it just rains during the night though when we're all sleeping, and sunshine during the day. We would take that. In terms of radio, we've been trying to do some FT8 while I've been working, and yeah, I've noticed the HF conditions are quite poor the last couple of days, but I did see a report about a massive solar storm, and they were even saying that in some areas the solar storm had been so big that it could actually cause a complete blackout of radio comms. So yeah, we'll just need to wait now until things come back up after that storm, and keep persevering there, Paul. But it's lovely to hear everybody on the net today. And many thanks for letting me call in. Back to you there, Paul, on the net, 73 and 88 and all the numbers.
All right, thanks, Carrie, for your report. Yeah, solar conditions sound like they're not all that great right now, and with some of the space weather, as they call it, there's spaceweather.com. That is one of the places that gives some useful weather reports, or band condition reports. But hopefully you can make some FT8 contacts nonetheless. That's the time when FT8 can be really beneficial. And yeah, you have a great start to your day there. I know it's very early morning for you, so thanks again for saying hi to us, even though it is so early. 7-3. Let's go next to KK7ZPJ Magoo. Please come ahead.
Good evening. Thanks for doing the net. I just spent the last hour or so studying for my amateur extra using the ham study. It's my second time going through, because the first time I was kind of like a deer in the headlights. So I think the second time around maybe I'll get a little bit better retention. And then earlier today, while I'm still working the 20-meter band for FT8, and I managed to hit Thailand. And I was really surprised, because I kind of just did a double take and did my grid tracker to see just exactly where that is related to us, and it's halfway around the world. So I was pretty pleasantly surprised when I had Thailand. It's clearly the farthest I've ever gotten with FT8. So anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. So Magoo, QF Kilo 7, Zulu Papa Juliet, back to you on the net.
Thanks for checking in, Magoo. Yeah, glad you're studying for your extra, and it is in terms of the material, the jump from general to extra, it is a bit more of a jump than I think from technician to general. Having from the general have only kind of looked at the extra material, but it is a bit more imposing, I guess. But you'll get it. And yeah, congrats on making contact in Thailand. That is pretty amazing that we can use these radios to make contacts around the world. You know, we used to say with the power of a light bulb, but, you know, of an old light bulb, I guess. But, yeah, trans-Pacific contacts here on the West Coast are pretty great. You know, it's much harder to get Europe than some of our East Coast folks, but it is pretty common to make those the trans-Pacific contacts. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and best of luck to you on that study in there. Okay, let's see. This is the 9 o'clock net. This is Paul K7PJP. Let's go ahead and do some announcements. First thing, most important, first thing is PSRJ Annual Picnic is coming Saturday, July 26th. It was originally Sunday, July 27th, so it'll be the Saturday before. Make sure you update your calendar. More information as we get closer. Let's see. We've got Rain or Shine Net, Season 7, Episode 4, coming Saturday, June 7th at the Museum of Flight. So more with that. Get closer to it. And PSRG board meeting, next one is on Saturday, June 14th at 1:30 on Zoom. So again, add that to your calendar. And we'll go ahead and stop there and get a few more check-ins here. All stations, come ahead, call and name.
This is Delta Oscar 3 Yankee Alpha Oscar DO3 YAO from Germany.
All right, we had a double there, but I got a German station in there, and it was a nice double with the other station. So, German station, can you come again with your call?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, yes, for picking up my call. This is Delta Oscar 3 Yankee Alpha Oscar. Good morning from Germany. My name is Michael. Oh yeah, I have a little bit problems, yes, to the internet line, and you were talking of DDR5 and the audio is very, very low, yes, I have a little bit problems to understand. The name here from my side, it's Michael, and I'm living in the middle part of Germany, 350 kilometers southwest, 350 kilometers southwest from Berlin, in a little town in the middle part of Germany. The town name is Holzminden in Weserbergland. Yes, okay. I hope did you understand me over there and pick me up for the old 3 with Germany.
All right, Michael, thank you for stopping by all the way from Germany there. I know it's the morning there. I'm going to have you, I got you down here. Please stand by. I'm building the list and getting in some more stations. If you want to give more of a report, I'll get back to you there. There was someone doubling with Michael. Does that station want to try again?
That would be me, Whiskey 7 Echo Bravo Kilo, calling in from Cedar Hills, Utah.
All right, W7EBK from Cedar Hills there. Can I get a name to go along with the call?
Apologize about that. I think it got dropped. This is Will.
All right, Will, got you on the list. Stand by. We'll get back to you. More stations. Call and name, please.
Alpha Golf 6 Lima Romeo. Cody with an IO.
Peter, Santa Cruise IO.
All right, I've got two stations there. I've got Peter, KE6RAX, and then I heard AG7LR. Cody, Cody, were you in or IO?
I was IO, AG7LR.
Thank you kindly there. Gotcha. Got your IO. More stations. Call a name.
AJ7 ESM. 0LRV. Les from China.
All right. I've got two stations there. I've got Sean, and that would be KJ7EXM, and I've got Les, LE0LR, 2E0LRV, Les. Let's go ahead and run with this. We'll go back up to Michael, DO3, I think YAO. Michael, if you'd like to give a report, please go ahead and just end with your call.
Okay, this is DO3YO here from Germany. Yeah, okay, in the background is a radio station from China. Yeah, okay, the China station, best greetings here from Germany. Really nice contact, yes, in the network in the moment, yes. Yes, I sent a little weather report here from my side in Germany. It's the morning time, it's a little bit cold in the moment, yes, it's 50 degrees, it's not so good, it's cool in the moment, yes. We have here not rain, and yes, it's in the moment the sun up, yes, sun up in the moment here on my town, and it's blue skies in the moment here, blue skies here in Germany. It was a little bit of a report here from Germany, yes, and yeah, okay, so nice. And the background is a station from China. I will a little talk to the China net control, please, again.
All right, no, this is net control here is Paul, K7PJP, coming to you from Washington State in the U.S., in Tacoma, Washington. There may be some other crosstalk or something going on with some of these. There's several conferences that connect to this repeater during the net, and there may be some sort of crosstalk going on with them. But I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you have a great day there in Germany. It sounds like a nice sunny morning, as you said. So thank you again for your report. And 7-3 to you. Let's go next to Will, W7EBK. Please come ahead.
Yeah, this is Will calling in from Cedar Hills, Utah. I first discovered this net when I was up there visiting my father, who is in a retirement community in Des Moines, and it's just so awesome to find this net there. And I gotta say, Echolink is really neat to sit here and just, even when I'm just trying to listen in and hear what everything's going on up there. Anyway, not much to say tonight, but good to check in. W7EBK, back to net.
Well, glad you discovered us and that you're enjoying listening and even stopping by. Even if you don't have much to say, that's fine. It's always good to hear from folks from around the country and around the world. As we just heard, minutes ago, we've had a German visitor, Scotland, and all across the globe, and also UK coming up soon. So 7-3 to you. Stop by anytime. And yeah. Let's see, we had a couple of other IOs. Peter, K6RAX, and Cody, AG7LR, 7-3 to both of you. Let's go next to Sean, KJ7
EXM. Sean, please come ahead.
Why, thank you there. KJ7EXM here. Just thought I'd come in and say hi because, that's a thing I could do. Simply because it's a nice thing to do. Come in, say hi, and, say something wonderful, like today was nice. Even though there was a few clouds around, it was still nice. And, let's see, KJ7RJ got a hold of me earlier today and was giving me some humor, and I dished it back, of course. All in good fun. That's the main thing, and, Well, I'm just sitting here relaxing, having a good time, listening to all of you, and hope that everybody had a good day today. KJ7EXM, back to net.
All right, Sean, glad you enjoyed the day and got to connect with our JR there. You have a good rest of your night. All right, let's go to Les from the Shire, 2E0 LRV. Les, how are you tonight, or today?
2E0 LRV. Waving a hand to all the guys on the net. Yes, we're 8 hours in the future, so we're on Wednesday morning. It's just gone 5:30 a.m. over here. But couldn't sleep, so I got up and I thought, oh, why not? I'll jump on the net. I'm not quite sure what the general theme is. How do people find the net? And it was recommended to me by a friend who lived in Florida. I can't think of his call sign now. It was KN4, I think. And he's since moved up to Pennsylvania and got a new job and everything up there. So I've not heard him on the radio very much. So we sort of a little bit lost contact. He recommended Puget Sound, and I must admit I came along and sort of, as you do, had a good old listen first before I pressed the PTT. But just loving it. I mean, everybody's so friendly and everybody's nice. It's I think one of the better global nets to be part of. So I sort of enjoy coming in here, and it's nice, and there's always advice when you need it. Plus everybody's so friendly. It's one of the things I always recommend to people in the UK when they go onto All-Star, they get themselves a node, or they use Echo Link, and I always say, well, go as Puget Sound. I mean, one of the greatest benefits is that you have 3 nets a day, every day, year on, year out. I mean, it's just you've just had your 2,000 noon net. It just shows the longevity of it. But it's nice to know where they'll be, and your sort of 9 a.m. net is actually 5 p.m. over here, and your noon net is like 8 p.m. Which is a great time to be playing radio. You have the whole day to do things, and then you can come in, sit down, grab a coffee, and join in the net. So I'm a huge fan of the system, and a great congratulations to everybody, including Jack, Mr. PSRG. I think one of the guys that started the whole thing off in the beginning. Here we go today, where it's one of the premier nets in the US, if not in the world. So congratulations, guys, and from 2E0 LRV, always in the Shire.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Les. I'm glad you are enjoying the nets, and we've got a lot of activity here. Even though it's only been fairly recently that we've had Echo Link, and actually All-Star came around a bit later. these nets have actually been happening for about 30 years here. Yeah, it's been going for a while and kind of expanding, and definitely has been picking up a lot over the last last decade or so. And lots of great participation from folks is what makes it all work. So thanks for just stopping by and being part of that. Okay, this is Paul, K7PJP. Time is 38 after the hour, and let's go ahead and get some more stations on the 9 o'clock net here in Seattle, Washington. Call sign and name's all I need from you.
KE7KZH, Brian.
Host, and more stations. Call a name.
K9 BDC Brooks.
All right, I've got Brooks, K9 BDC. More stations. Call a name.
Whiskey Alpha 6, Oscar Charlie Zulu with an IO. Pete in Seattle.
Pete, gotcha. W6. More stations, please. Call a name. All right. We'll go to Brian then, K7KZH. Brian, how are you tonight?
Hey, Paul. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right. Hey, Paul, and the rest of the net, KE7KZH, Brian in Marysville, Washington. Just saying hello. Don't have a heck of a lot to report. It's kind of a normal day with the rain on and off, and nothing too exciting. Tomorrow, I have to get my car serviced, so I'll be kind of ducking down south to do that, and then run some errands while I'm in the Kirkland area and whatnot. So nothing too exciting, but hopefully it'll be a pleasant enough day. And all right, that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and just send it back. KE7KZH.
Things moving to a new place and trying someone new to do that. Kind of sounds like you're going to your old mechanic. And I hope that goes well. Always good to hear from you. 7-3. And we're going to go next to Brooks, K9 BDC. Brooks, how are you?
Good evening, Paul and everyone on the net. K9 BDC, Brooks here in Newcastle. Having a pretty good evening tonight. Not a whole lot going on. I had to do a little bit of extra work here tonight, so that's kind of just what I was working on. Went to PT earlier for my shoulder. The shoulder's getting much better. I think I've got about 3 more sessions, and then I'm going to try to get back out there and play some more softball. So it's feeling much better than it was when I first started. It's not all the way better, but it's like a pinched nerve kind of thing. So it's not like a tear, so I'm not really at the risk of further injury. It's more just making sure that I'm flexible and strong enough to kind of try and avoid that kind of nerve pinching. So anyway, I got that going on. Let's see. We are looking forward to camping this weekend for Memorial Weekend. So that's going to be out in Cleellum for that. It should be a lot of fun. And then, just kind of trying to get through the week after being on vacation last week. So still really busy getting all caught up on all that kind of stuff. So please mark Megan down as an IO, K9MLR. She sends radio waves. And with that, I'm going to say 7:30. And have a good rest of your night. K9 BDC.
All right, Brooks, thanks for stopping by. I've got Megan's IO down. Thank you so much. Hope she's having a good night. And sorry you're having to deal with that pinched nerve. I had something like that before, and it is not fun, especially when it just won't go away. I'm glad the physical therapy is helping with that. I had to do some of that myself to work with that. And enjoy your Memorial Day weekend and some camping. I'm sure it'll be fun. And let's see, we had an IO from W6OCZ along with Megan's IO. So let's keep going. More stations, call and name. Alpha Bravo 6, Mike Bravo, yeah.
Zero X-ray Oscar, Whiskey Zero X-ray Oscar, Jonathan.
All right. Let's see. We had a couple stations in there. I have AB6 and B, Jeff, and I've got W0XO, Jonathan. More stations, please.
KD7DK, KD7DK. And I recommend high power for local stations. KD7DK.
Indeed, Doug. Got the high power on. And appreciate you jumping in there. Actually, Doug, do you want to be on the list at all, or just giving us that advisory?
I'm happy to give a brief report. When my turn comes, KD7DK.
Sounds good. Got you down. More stations, please.
KB9IQX, Amy.
Okay, Amy, KB9IQX, got you on the list. More stations, please. All right, we'll go and with this, we'll go to Jeff first down on the South Bay, AB6MB. Jeff, please come ahead. Okay, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Doing a good job on the net tonight. Alpha Bravo 6, Mike Bravo. Down here in California today, in southern, here in Northern California. It was about 75 today with really clear weather. Sunny. My son came down and picked me up, and we took me over to the doctors where I got a basically we discussed some stuff that was going on, but nothing major. And then see what else we had. So anyway, that went pretty well. And so we were, but it's something interesting my son said. I said, hey, how about you getting your amateur radio license? He goes, I'll tell you what, Dad, you go out walking 3 days a week, then I'll get a amateur radio license. So that's too good of a deal for me to turn down, so I'm going to definitely do it. I need to get out there and walk. But I had a great day, did a bunch of walking with him through the appointments and up and down the building, the different areas. And then I got a flu shot and a COVID shot finally. I had meaning to get that for a while and knock those two out. And on the squirrel side, the squirrels were doing their part to
make the stash of nuts go down. And Princess had her nuts in the morning, and then in the afternoon, Rocky showed up, and hey, I told my son, hey, Rob, that's Rocky. That's the girl they're telling you about. And my son goes, really? Oh, how cool. So I took, peanuts and nuts out for him, and he chowed down, and he was nice and happy. He's a cool squirrel, though. He's more expressive, the way he does stuff. He's got his own style. But anyway, just a pretty good day. My son and we're going to the boxes in the storage on my patio here, and then I was looking for 2 tablets that I had, and then I didn't see them, and then so we came back in and we chatted a bit, and then he went home, and I looked out there, and there were 2 plastic bags. So I went out there to see what that was. It was the 2 tablets. And he doesn't remember putting them there, and I didn't put them there, so maybe it's like magic. You never know. So with that, I'll turn it back to the net, AB670.
All right. Thanks for your report, Jeff. Yeah, it's funny with some of the electronics nowadays getting as smaller as they are, it can be easy to misplace them. I remember when the MacBook Air first came out, that I remember hearing about a journalist actually left his laptop in a pile of papers, and almost it was lost for a considerable portion of time before he was able to stumble upon it again. And I have had stuff like that happen too. And I'm sure many of us have misplaced radios, right? So, I'm glad you're taking care of your health there, and your son is helping you with that. So, walking's good. Nice, easy way to kind of, get some movement in. My watch is telling me right now to stand, as it likes to do. And, glad you got to introduce your squirrel friend to your son there. All right, this is Paul K7PJP, your 9 o'clock net from Seattle's WW7PSR repeater. Let's go next to Jonathan, W0XO.
Hey, this is Jonathan, Whiskey Zero X-Ray Oscar in Maple Leaf. Paul, thank you for doing the net tonight. Sounds great. Everybody's coming through clear. It sounds good. Went to Golden Gardens this morning with my son. He decided to stay out of school. I tried to give him that prerogative. He's a high school student. I try to give him the prerogative of deciding if he would benefit more from a day away from school than whatever. So we went over to Golden Gardens for a quick walk, and we saw a squirrel. And of course, I mentioned the PSRG to him, and I often talk about the PSRG. We were talking about getting our offspring into ham radio. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's good both ways. But my grandpa tried to get me in. He was W0XO originally, and I kind of poo-pooed it because it wasn't really up my alley at that time. But in my 20s, I got into it. So anyway, Jack was talking about the other day, and Paul mentioned it too, is cramming data onto a small space. Having a new optical format that's got so many terabytes of data crammed onto a small space. And yeah, that's cool, but then like you sneeze and it blows it off the table. I worry about that because it used to be a little bit more laborious to compress data and then to put it all in one place. But now that it just quickly goes in one place, it also quickly disappears. So anyway, and last of all, went to see Jack White at the Paramount tonight and walked out a little bit early. Yeah, it was really odd. I've never heard bad sound in the Paramount, but it was kind of like we were standing in the back of the stage. I've done front of house sound, a couple of few years, and not in big venues, but big-ish venues, and you can tell when you can't hear. And it sounded like there was a phasing issue maybe, but with today's technology, all that, those are things of the past. But it sounded like that. It sounded like phasing, where you get that comb filtering effect on the x-axis with the PA, or the y-axis rather, with the PA. So W0XO in Maple Leaf. Thanks, Paul, for doing the net. 73 to all the PSRG peeps. W0XO off and clear.
Well, that's interesting that you would have something like that happen. I mean, the first thing when you were saying it sounded like you were backstage, it's like, yeah, it sounds like it was a phase issue, and you would think that wouldn't happen nowadays, but hey, this stuff is complicated. I'm sure I'm sure it's still possible to make that happen inadvertently. Someone hits makes the sound like crap button or something. I'm sure it's more than that, but that's unfortunate that happened. And the Paramount shouldn't sound bad. If you want that sound, just go to Showbox Soto. That's where you go if you want bad sound. That's really great that you were with your son taking a day off from school. I think it's one of those things, you do that frequently, that's one thing, but sometimes it's the right thing to do. Just like, actually we don't do this since we started working from home. Our company used to be like the first really nice spring day, just unambiguously like, oh, it's great weather, we would just be like, all right, let's take the day off. Which was good, because then people would be less likely to just spread it out. You have a great rest of your night, Jonathan, 732. All right, let's go next to Doug, KD7DK. Doug, how are you?
Well, I'm doing very well. I am back in school, sort of, taking ICS ComL course up in Everett, and it's been exciting the first couple of days. Got 2 more days to go, and taking it with a dozen other folks, and it's quite interesting. So at any rate, broadening my skills. Other than that, just have a busy summer coming up. Field day, ramrod, hand-wind projects, exercises, another training exercise for Seattle OEM, all sorts of stuff. So busy. Any rate, this is one of my lesser busy evenings, which is always nice. Any rate, good to hear the net going. KD7DK, I'll turn back to net control.
All right. Sounds like, you've got a lot on your plate. Thanks for stopping by, and hope the class goes well for you, and probably see you at field day. So 7-3. Let's go next to Amy, KB9IQS. Amy, how are you tonight?
Well, good evening, Paul. Thank you for doing the net. Good evening to everybody on the net. Good to hear Doug just behind me there. Hi, Doug. Nice to hear you check in. I'm doing pretty well. I'm right now pulled over here on Market Street in Ballard. Earlier this evening, I met up with a friend of mine over in Wallingford. I'm being roped into a volunteering for an event coming up next month, and I'm going to be doing some radio activities. So there we go. Volunteering plus radio. What can be more fun than that? Anyway, then I decided, I'm going to drive around, maybe play my little game. And then I kind of laughed because I'm like, last week and a half at work, we've been putting up a lot of camera-based traffic studies here all over Ballard and really the northwest sector of the city. And I was like, wow, well, they pay me at work to drive around and do stuff and look at things, which is really not that much different than what I do when I'm out of work. I drive around and walk around and look at stuff and do stuff. Anyway, looking forward to the summer. It was 9 o'clock and it was still light, and I was like, oh my God, This is so awesome. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to actually breaking out my bike and biking around the city and doing stuff and looking at stuff, which is vastly different than the other times that I go around the city and look at stuff and do stuff. Everybody have a great day. KV9IQX.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool that you're able to explore Seattle as part of your job and kind of inspect what's going on. And all right, pardon just a moment. Okay, that was some odd beeping. Don't know where that came from. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting a chance to get out and about, and the weather's getting nice, and when it is not raining, yeah, when the weather gets even better, get into bicycle around and just explore and see what there is to be seen, and there is so much. So, thanks for stopping by. It was good to hear from you. All right, coming up to the top of the hour here on WW7DSR, going for that little broadcaster voice there, saying top of the hour. It just kind of makes that want to happen. But let's go ahead and see if we want to get some more stations in here. First, this is Paul K7PJP. What's your call sign? What's your name?
KJ7WQI, Matt.
All right, KJ7WQI, Matt, got you on the list. More stations, please.
Whiskey Alpha 7, Tango Zulu, Zach in North Seattle.
W87TZ, Zach. You're on the list. More stations, please. All right, let's go ahead and make this final call here. So if you would like to give a report, let's join Matt and Zach on this final round. Call my name, please. All right, let's go to Matt then. KJ7WQI. Matt, please come ahead.
Oh, hey there. I believe it's Paul. My memory's not the greatest, but I think that's your name. I haven't been listening very long tonight. Just tuned in. Never mind the dog next door. He likes to bark. But I just wanted to pop in. I'm in town. I was listening on my actual handheld that I carry with me everywhere I go, but I get better reception on Echolink, so that's why I'm coming in through Echolink, because I'm up here in Edmonds, back at the QTH, and here for a day or two. Got a doctor appointment, and picking up some uniform pieces before I fly back over to Boston day after tomorrow. So, hope everybody's well. Hope you're doing well, and I hope I got your name right. KJ7WQI.
All right, yes, indeed, that's right. Paul is my name. K7PJP. And Matt, good to hear from you. It's been a while. I remember you given this job, and then you're always in the air. You're always somewhere else. But glad to hear that you're here in town and saying hi to us. Yeah, hope it's a good visit and or a good time back in. It's not a visit. You live here, but I imagine that the nature of the job is you're not often at home. So that's part of the deal, isn't it? Yeah, enjoy your time here, and 7-3. All right, let's go ahead to our final report for tonight. That'll be Zach, WA7TZ. Zach, come ahead.
Hey, good evening, Paul, and everyone on the net. Whiskey Alpha 7 Tango Zulu, back in North Seattle, and I had a pretty interesting day, man. I had to go down to the office for an early morning meeting, and as I was listening to some American football on the way down, I went by Neptune Theater, and I look over from the side of the bus, and on the marquee says American football playing this Thursday and Friday in Seattle, Washington. So got online as quick as I could. Tickets were definitely not as cheap as they were the first time I saw them many years ago. But I ended up getting one, man. So Friday night I'll be down at Neptune. I really like that venue, man. It's not a venue I go to a lot, but I gotta say I really dig the sound and the layouts of Neptune. So yeah, I'll be doing that Friday night. But really not too much else going on, man. Everything else has been nonstop work. We're starting to hit that time of the year where we start getting real busy. So we'll be busy until about the end of October, and then things will start slowing down quite a bit. So crunch time for sure. But building a new ticketing system and SharePoint at work on top of all of that. So I've got a lot to do this week. So wish I had more exciting news, and definitely more to close out the net for you. But I don't get to get in on your net very often. Tuesday is kind of the day I stay late at the office. So I hope you're doing well, man. I'm going to spin a few records and try to snooze out here pretty soon, but hopefully we'll catch you next week. So Whiskey Alpha 7 Tango Zulu, back to you, Paul.
All right, Zach. Yeah, glad you were able to score those tickets, and the Neptune is a nice venue to see a show. I remember when it was still a movie theater and saw some fun movies there, but kind of like it better as a music venue, to be honest. Especially because when it was a movie theater, the seats were awful. So now it's a nice sounding place, and yeah, hope the show goes well. So you have a great night, 7-3, and I want to thank everyone for participating, and also I'd like to thank the Puget Sound Repeater Group for the use of this repeater to hold these nets. You can find out more information about the Puget Sound Repeater Group at psrg.org. And if you're near a radio at 9 a.m. tomorrow, stop by and check into our morning 9 o'clock net. We've also got a noon net, a specific time for all of you. So thanks again for joining us. We couldn't have these nets without you. I will be closing the net at 10:06 p.m. with Paul K7, PJP, wishing everyone a good night.
J0, Charlie Bravo Bright, this is N0 SQD. Yeah, man, it's Wednesday, the 21st here in the United States. In Orlando, Florida, it's 1:09 a.m. for us here. Yesterday was about 96 degrees Fahrenheit, so we were cooking. We'll see what tomorrow brings about for us, but it's probably right there and about the same. We could use some more rain. We had a couple days worth of rain, and then it kind of died out, so now we're getting back into the heat again. Hope all is well over there. It sounds like you got some nice views from your island. I'm going to log you on my QRZ. I don't want to hold you up too much and don't want to hold up to 91 so that other people can join in. Plus, it's 1 in the morning here, so I'm going to start heading to bed. Straight making contact with you. 2J0 CMB, this is N0 SQD. I'll be clear on your final 73s, as well as I'll log you on QRZ.
And so SQD from 2J0 CMB. Yes, we have got beautiful views. Not so great today. I'm 14 stories up in 14-story block of flats, and I can see the coast of France out the window of the fields from wherever I live. It is 6:15 in the morning over here. So I'll say thank you very much for the QSO. Won't keep it. Wishes to you and your family, and I'll catch up with you again some other time. And you will get confirmation on Friday night for this QSO. 73 New Jersey.
Juliet 0, Charlie, Mike Bravo, my friend Chris. Do you reach me there? Here it is YT3BRB. My name is Jody, calling you from Indonesia. Chris, 2 Juliet 0, Charlie, Mike Bravo. Go ahead.
Roger. I got wire something. I'll get your call sign in a minute from you. This is 2 Juliet 0, Charlie, Mike Bravo. Yep, it is Chris. Yeah, good morning to you. It is about 17 minutes past 6 in the morning here. It's very cloudy. Looks like we're going to get some rain today. But there you go. And it's about 13, 14, maybe 15 degrees Celsius outside. You're coming in very, very strongly. And audio very good indeed. Would you give me your call time, please? Because I need to write it down so I can give you confirmation.
Friend Chris, my call sign is YT3BRB. BRB stands for Be Right Back. Yankee Golf number 3, Be Right Back. And I'm used to be called as Story, Delta Oscar, Delta Yankee. Here it is, YT3BRB. Back to you, my friend Chris. Go ahead.
Okay, got you. Yankee 3, Bravo, Romeo, Bravo. Got you now. Yes, very, very good signal. I'm not using a Raspberry Pi or hotspot. I'm just going straight through the local repeater. Yes, I just made myself a cup of tea, and I thought I'd come into the kitchen and have a look around, see who's on and frequency. So thank you very much. I'll log you in on Friday evening, and I'll say thank you for the QSO. Best wishes to you and your family, and I'll catch up with you further down the band. So 73 from Jersey, you take care now.
Roger. Okay, very nice, my friend Chris. 2 Juliet 0, Charlie Mike Bravo. Here it is, YT3BRB. Once more, thank you for the nice TSO, and I will log you in the KFZ.com regarding that every TSO are valuable, according to my opinion. Have a nice day over there, my friend Chris. Then soon we will meet each other again. Thank you, 73, bye-bye.
73, bye-bye, and you take care now.
Yankee Golf 3, Bravo Romeo Bravo, 2 Echo 0, Papa Sierra Delta Mobile.
2 Echo Zero, Papa Sierra Delta, my friend Jay. Good morning, my friend. Here it is YG3BRB, Godi from Indonesia. Thank you for giving me a call, my friend. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, lady. Lovely to hear you on contact of Indonesia. I understand from your reserve page that you're a medic. I'm just on my way to a 12-hour shift on the ambulance here in the UK. Currently in the Midlands, in the middle of the UK, mobile transmitting to my hotspot and a personal Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone. Hopefully the signal's okay. Obviously a bit variable with me driving. Thank you, my friend.
Very nice, my friend J to Echo Zero, Sierra Papa Delta. Here it is YG3BRB in Indonesia. At the moment, I'm running with it is multi-mode MR device, high therapy DC760, connected to the OpenSpot 4 Pro. I can receive you very well over here in Indonesia, my friend J. My exactly position in Surabaya. It is the second largest city after Jakarta in Indonesia, located in the eastern part of the Java Island. It is near to Bali Island, actually, my position. Maybe you know about the Bali Island. It is very well-known island all over the world. Back to you, my friend Jay. Go ahead.
Not managed to visit Indonesia yet. I've done the Far East and some of Asia in my time, but not managed to get there yet. We'll do one day, hopefully. Currently about 2 degrees here. It was raining last night, thunderstorms. Looks like it might warm up a bit today. I'm not so worried, my friend. I'll log you in my card head when it's 50 or so, and I wish you 73. Good luck, yeah, and I'll see you from the land block, my friend. 70 degrees.
Okay, thank you, my friend Jay. 73. Bye-bye.
two E0 PSD. 2E0 PSD. This is VK2GAT. Are you there, James? In Auckland, Cold Mace, in England. This is VK2GAT in Sydney, Australia.
KJ7EXM, KJ7EXM, AP6MP.
VK2GAP, 2F0 Papa Sierra Delta returning. Good morning, my friend. I hope you're well. Operator name is Jay, Juliet Alpha ET. Thank you, my friend.
Okay, James, we've got you. 2E0 PSD. This is VK2GAP coming back to you from Sydney, Australia, and we wish you a nice day and away from me anyway in Jameson Town, New South Wales, Australia, my friend. Good to talk to you. I don't think I have spoken to you before. You only just came up on DMR, so hopefully I will talk to you again, but I will say 73 for now. My call is VK2GAP, and the time is 3:17, and the name is Alf or Alfred. Signal report 59, using a Retriever's handheld DR3S with a jumbo hotspot, and the weather at the moment is overcast and it is drizzling rain. So, James, the town or the place is Jameson Town, New South Wales, Australia, and Jameson Town is 54 kilometers west of the city of Sydney, Jay. So nice to meet up with you for the first time, my friend. You are in number 6 Auckland, Cold Mace Street in England. So we'll put it back to you, Jay. 2E0 PSD VK2GAT. Go ahead, mate.
Very good to hear you there, Alf. Lovely signal coming in from Australia. Current time is 06:19 a.m. this morning. Strange time to be going to work, but you have to make the days. First contact with you, I will log you in my QR, my friend. I won't hold it for long on line one. Lovely to meet you. 73 to you and yours. Good luck with the X, my friend, and I'll see you further down the log. 73.
You might this time, no problems. And as I said, I've got all the data that I need from you, and it's nice to hear you. And please confirm my QRZ.com. Okay, please confirm. 2E0 PSD VK 2GAP signing 73J.
73, my friend. I'll help you as soon as it's safe to do so.
Jericho 0, Papa Sierra Delta. This is 2 Juliet 0, Charlie Mike Bravo, calling from Jersey, Channel Islands.
2 Juliet 0, Charlie Mike Bravo, 2 Echo 0, Papa Sierra Delta returning. Good morning, Chris. I've heard you several times on the radio, normally monitoring on my way to work. As I said, being mobile is not always easy to operate, but very good to hear you, my friend. How are you doing okay over in there in Jersey? Place that I've been through on my way to Guernsey in the past for work, but never actually stopped much for long in Jersey. Back to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much for coming back, Jay. Yeah, it was good of you, my friend. But at the moment, no rain. But I think we're going to get some today to make the farmers happy. We haven't had rain for about 3 or 4 weeks, so it could be with some. Yeah, it's 26 in the morning over here, and it's about degrees Celsius at the moment. Just thought I'd give a shout. I won't keep you if you're driving into work. So I'll say 70 degrees. Thanks for the QSO. Best wishes to you and your family, and I look forward to catching up with you again. I'll log you into QRZ. I'll drive you. Ciao, Chelsea. Drive safely.
Yeah, 73 to you and yours, my friend. Good DX, and I'll catch you further down the log. 73.
Yeah, 70 degrees, and signal was very good indeed, and audio. Ciao for now, Jerry. Okay, for the final day, 2E0 PSD. Are you still receiving me? And then I'll go clear, my friend. 2E0 PSD. This is VK2GAP in Sydney, Australia.
KJ7, yeah, still here, Ralph. Go ahead.
Well, okay, Jay, I just wanted to finalize the call, and I'll say 73 for you, my friend, and we hope to catch up with you further down the road, okay? And if you can, please confirm my call on 2E Echo 2E0 PSD 73 J. Good to talk to you, mate. Cheers.
Yes, 73, my friends. You after yourself. I'll get you first as well. And I'll compare you on QR Center. 73.
To Juliet 0, Charlie Mike Bravo, calling through channel 91 and listening. Okay, Chris, good morning to you. 2J0 CMB. This is VK2GAP, and I'm coming to you via Jersey and my call is VK2GAP in Sydney, Australia. Go ahead, Chris. VK2GAB from 2J0CMB. Good morning, Al. How are you, my friends? Nice to hear you. All's good over here in Jersey. Looks like we're going to get some rain. It's rather cloudy, but we could do with it. We haven't had rain for about 3 weeks now. It's 6:30 in the morning, and it's about 15 degrees Celsius over here at the moment. And I'm just drinking my cup of tea, and I'm going to have a scout around, see who's on the van. Nice to hear from you. You're coming in 5 and 9, and audio excellent as usual. I'm just using a little handout, not going through Raspberry Pi or a hotspot, just going straight through the repeater. The Wi-Fi's fine. We're doing going very well at the moment over here. Back to you, Al. Okay, Chris, 2J0 CMB. This is VK2GAP coming back to you into Jersey. And I hope you are well. I hope that you are recuperating a lot better too, Chris, because I know your situation. So I'll say 73 to you, and I'll log you into QRZ.com, and please confirm my QRZ, okay? Chris, 73 to you. 2 Juliet 0 CMD, Chris in Jersey. This is VK2GAP. God bless you, mate. Look after yourself, okay? Cheers, Chris. VK2GAB from 2J0CMD. Yeah, thank you very much, Al. It's most kind of you. Yeah, I'm doing fine, my friend. I get these silly days where I have a wobble, but yeah, it's one of those things when you love someone, you do get these silly days. But yeah, I'm okay, my friend. It's good to hear from you. Thank you very much for the QSO. I promise I will confirm it on Friday evening. And God bless you all over there, to your wife, to yourself, and to all your friends and neighbours. God bless you. And I'll catch up with you further down the road. You take care now, my friend. It's always great to talk to you. Okay, Chris, 2J0 CMB. I'll bid you 73, Chris. Look after yourself and your family, and we wish you all the best, my friend. 2J0 CMB, this is VK2GAP in Sydney, Australia, signing with you, Chris. Look after yourself, okay, and God bless. Cheers, mate. Cheers, all. 73, God bless you all. And 2J0 CMB, signing with VK2GAP. 73 off. Good day. Cheers, mate. To Juliet Zero, Charlie Mike Bravo, calling through channel 91 and listening. To Juliet Zero, Charlie Mike Bravo, this is 2A0XJK. Over. Mike 7 Antonio. I will get you a call on I paid attention on the floor. This is 2 Juliet 0 Charlie Mike Bravo. The name here is Chris. That's Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra. And I live on the island of Jersey. That's a little group of islands between England and France. Living in a 14-story block of flats, looking out the window at the coast of France, rather cloudy, and it's just starting to rain over here in Jersey. The time is going on for 7 o'clock. I'll give you a accurate time report in a minute, and it's about 15 degrees Celsius. You're coming into the island 5 and 9, and audio very good indeed. Back to you, sir. Two Echo Zero X-Ray Juliet Kilo. Yeah, good morning, Chris. It's my name's Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, and I'm based in Hull, Hotel Uniform Lima in East Yorkshire in England. Back on to you. Okay, Paul, you just confused me here. I've got Echo Mike 7, and you've just given me Echo 0. You come up on my screen as Mike 7. Could you give me a call sign again? I'm a bit confused. It's 2 Echo 0 X-Ray Juliet Kilo. 2 Echo 0 X-Ray Juliet Kilo. I'll come on to you. So you've gone up to intermediate, and it must still be sending out your foundation classes, okay, because you've got a different course I came up on my screen. Okay, that's okay there. Yeah, it's just starting to rain, and we haven't had rain, proper rain over here in Jersey for about 3 weeks now, so the farmers will be happy. So you're coming in 5 and 9, and audio is very good indeed. I'm not using a Spot or Raspberry Pi. I'm just going straight through our repeater. I'm using a little handheld. It's spelled AILUNCE. I had it for Christmas, and it's about 3-4 weeks now I've been using it because I'm living in the 14-story block of flats. HF doesn't work very well. It sends everybody's TV on the blink. So that's the only way I can get out around the world this time. sorry, I talking about there, 2 Echo 0 X-ray Juliet Kilo and 2 0 single.
Bad times for about 3 or 4 months there. I had a decently hardcore physical withdrawal from it.
in Sydney, there's 2 kids. Yeah, and a big fish. I think that's a big fish. I
Nobody
hope
likes the
everything
quitter,
goes
so
great, you know?
that was the payback for being a quitter. No, I mean, yeah, see, like I said, they say, like, you don't become an addict unless you have an addictive personality or something like that, so never became an alcoholic or a drug addict. And, like I said, this GMO stuff is not like it was when we were kids. At least, you know, I can talk about 35 to 38 years ago, things were different. So, now you have to really work at it now, like to get to that level.
The currently holds overcast, it's very rain at the weekend, but we've had some nice weather lately. I doubt the rain will last, it'll probably be nice and sunny again next week. Back to you, Chris. This is 2-0 X-ray TV. Kilo.
Tried the rail going, so I hit those trees, man, instead of everything else. Those are the rails themselves. I found a good time, man. Like I said, I got around Manhattan and 5 boroughs pretty quick on all that public transportation. And honestly, like I said, it was almost like therapy a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know, I would definitely enjoy that again. Like I said, for a few days here and there. Go see a few spots and places.
So, also, thank you very much for the listening. Best wishes to you and your family. I will confirm the confirmation of Friday meeting. Once everything seems to be enough computer is going on the phone. So I've got to the local club and I'll do my regular estimate. So I'll come to you with a confirmation. I'll say certain
Man,
things.
I don't know how to move this thing around.
Yellow trains like a full sleep on subway trains. I did quite often when I was going to school. I'd wake up and I'd be 7 stops past where I was supposed to get off. And I'd have to backtrack and I got a lot of demerits because of that.
Very much for that. I'll put you in 2 hours and thanks for that. It was a Sheffield station that said the call sign was coming up all day. That's a relief. Yeah, okay, Chris, thank you very much, and sympathies to you and your family, and maybe I'll catch you again. I hear you often on here, so maybe I'll give you a call at some stage. So, thank you for your invite for that.
But yeah, man, I think we're rocking to sleep, man. That's for sure. It's very, when you get to sleep, you know, and you're exhausted from 8, 9, 10 hours of work, man, you gotta sit down somewhere, and it's rocking you back and forth. I'd fall asleep on my feet in the train. Rush hour, there's so many people. You don't even have to hold on. You're just stuck in between 20, 30 people.
So we do actually do it, the police station isn't stopping you.
From all the 7 line, so there was a 7 local, and then they came out with a 7 express. That would only make like 3 stops from Queens to Manhattan. Whereas the local would be like 14, 18 stops, something like that. And so, you can tell what neighborhood you're going through by the smell on that train. You know, the door opens up, people get in, door closes, you're like, oh my God, I'm in Jackson Heights.
Yeah, I haven't played around with it recently. Just kind of look forward to it.
Chicago was like that. There was a line that came up from the south side, and then went through the loop, and then it went to the north side. And I had to change down to the loop and take this particular line for 2 stops to get to my high school. And the odor of the Afro Sheen and the Jerry curl was just overpowering. And there'd be little greasy marks on the windows where everybody was resting their heads.
underlying radio, build the building blocks of it.
MGM, he used to, I've seen pictures, man. He used to have a Jerry curl, don't let him tell you different.
Sometimes too, now that I have this pretty tall antenna, it's like 6 feet off the ground, so it's like twice as tall as my little hatchback. So generally getting...
I guess that's an affirmative MGM, huh? What you gotta do, man?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's nice having these different options. You know, and yeah, just yeah, I've been on the food off camera. Yeah, what was that you had set up though? I didn't quite
yeah, that happened. Chicago in the 80s, bro, it's got to be pimps and hoes and everything cliche from the 80s. Big fuzzy hats and fur coats and oh my god, man. The heydays of the Bears. I made the mistake of betting on, back in high school, I made the mistake of betting on the Patriots over the Bears in the Super Bowl. Boy, did I lose. Old car. OSX. Go again. Completely, you guys. Don beat you out on that one. Steve, go ahead. OSX, go again. Saying back in the 80s, we had a pimp in Chicago who passed away, taking his will. He wanted to be buried sitting upright in the driver's seat of his Cadillac. So they dug a big hole, they just buried him in the car. The EPA would say no, no, no.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to have a 5/8 blade, 2 meters in on my car.
100% correct. You know, I bet his name was Silky or Goldie.
The top of it, it go bang.
I'm trying to remember his name. Bang. It was Willie something.
It was kind of fun, you know.
Yeah, we got a lot of famous pimps in Chicago. There's Don Magic Juan.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm trying to think who else.
One
between 3 different people. I met him through Ice-T. I met him through my homie in Seattle who was a cultivator. And I met him again in New York through another comedian. I want to say his name. That shit is crazy. I met that guy 3 times with 3 different people.
Nice catching up with you there, Jeff. Alpha Bravo 6 Mike Bravo. I am back to
that's an omen of some sort.
Thanks for keeping your company on the drive back.
Baseball is a real thing in the 80s and 90s. Like, that was a real... I guess in Chicago, supposedly it still goes on.
Okay, nice chatting with you there, and we'll catch you later. 70 maybe.
There's a lot of sleazy crap that goes on in Chicago. I don't keep up with it anymore. Alright, gentlemen. KK7MGM here. I'm going to go ahead and punch my ticket for tonight. I just looked up at the clock and realized it's almost 11. It's way past my bedtime. Anyway, y'all have a pleasant rest of your evening and better tomorrow. Good luck if you guys decide to go down there and try and do some radio negotiation, get some Cuban sandwiches. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great one. KK7MGM 73, guys. And take care, Pussy here. Talk to you tomorrow. 73. Talk to you, MGM. You know, I think I'm gonna turn in myself too.
All right, thank you much. Yeah, next we've got something. KK7 ECU.
Scott, I'll catch you tomorrow. K7OSX, KC7OSX, third. Yeah, 73, I'll read you tomorrow, I'm sure. I'll have it on in the morning, man, and let me know, hit me up that way. And then, yeah, up to you. I'm going no matter what. Like I said, I might get the hitch early in the morning right after breakfast, or I might get behind this after breakfast. Go slow, no telling.
I believe that's going to be great.
I'll throw it on here, man, on this channel, and I'll call out there for you in the morning. So 73 for now. KSC, CFP, clear on your final.
I'll go with Alpha Bravo Bravo Bravo.
Back to the damn camera in the middle of the fucking way.
I am having a good night, thank you. Next, so actually I'm going to take one more spin off of my regular roster. So I usually call you on Tuesday night, and you'd like to check in late at night. Subject of your call signs phonetically twice, please.
Our kids, grown kids,
Alright,
and
now
grandkids,
open it up to guests and visitors. Maybe it's your first or second time to check in, or maybe it's been a really long time since you checked in, and you've fallen off the roster. Subject of your call signs phonetically
it's a big
twice.
responsibility, but we're a big blended Italian Mexican family, and it's all good. We gotta do what we gotta do when we gotta do it. And at our ages, we just gotta do. We gotta keep going. I'm from my background is refinery. I worked in refinery for 33 years for contracting companies. So I was really physical. I took things apart, put them back together, and would new things. I was in the petrochemical, gasoline, diesel, and I worked for Chevron through a contracting company. I worked for Chevron, Shell,
Let's start off with Todd.
my last company I worked for was Dow Chemical, and we made things like fumigation products for fumigating houses and stuff like that. I dealt with chemicals that were, you get a dot of a particular chemical on you, you might as well go rob a couple of banks because in 48 hours or whatever, you're going to be dead. That volatile, that kind of chemicals we were dealing with that. Well, but you're retired from that now, and you survived all that now, and you don't have cancer, so it's all good. Oh yeah, yeah. I had a kind of a scare a year or so ago. I had a stroke, and I recovered from that. It was because of AFib, and I got that taken care of, and now I'm all healthy. And it's one of the things I need to get done in my life. Let me ask you this.
Have you been vaccinated?
When you had the AFib, was it at all related to getting COVID or getting the damn vaccine?
Yes.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I deny it.
For a while, but I really didn't notice. I was misrepresented as far as how it was happening. Then all of a sudden, when I had my stroke, they said it was connected to having AFib. So the only thing that the stroke affected was my feet. And so when I get excited,
Where the hell is Mike at?
like talking fast, I'll stutter. With some of my friends that have had strokes, they're still paralyzed and in wheelchairs. So I dodged the bullet. Outside of that, I had an ablation, take care of that problem. They went into my heart, caused some scar tissue in the left ventricle, and I haven't had an issue since.
You know, the reason I ask is, I had, both my wife and I, got COVID, and we got it really, really bad. And, we both had, what they call long COVID, issues. Her, she lost her hair. And me, I had heart issues. And now where all of that stuff is behind us now, but it was a real scare, I will tell you that. I have never in my life had, I'm a pretty healthy guy, but suddenly had a crazy kind of a heart scare. And but that's all behind us now. But that's the only reason I was asking.
Yeah, no, it was after COVID, and I worked all through COVID, and I was an essential person. I worked at a park at the time, and so I was essential. I was the only one at the park. I was a groundsman. I took care of the irrigation and the beautification of the park and make sure everything is. But yeah, no, I had no problem. And then after COVID, I went and got my shots and stuff like that. I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, we never went, and we are unvaccinated, and but we had a real scare. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a beverage. I'm gonna be back in about 3 minutes, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, Whiskey 6, Whiskey Zulu Zulu, standing by.
N7G, ZZ, be right back.
Oh my God! Don't punish me, Mike. Right. No problem.
You want to holler at Brandon, or you just acknowledge his signal reports?
Yeah, let's call him and see, here's the thing, what?
It's about to do it.
Yeah, this is King Henry 6, Florida 4, Victor Charlie. King Henry 6, Florida 4, Victor Charlie, calling CQ. This is King Henry 6, Florida 4, Victor Charlie. King Henry 6, Foxtrot 4, Victor Charlie, calling CQ, listening. Matt, thank you so much for giving me a shout again. You're on Portuguese now. This is Ollie of Kalima, India, and the QDH on the Big Island, Tuesday.
Ollie! It's Ollie!
Yeah, Roger. For me also, it's my very first time here on Portuguese.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Alright, I'm gonna try hooking up this adapter to the radio. Since this radio doesn't cover 440. I want to listen to the Insomniac net, which is kind of scratchy on the antenna.
They're doing a really good job and very good modulation from C710. I hear this radio the last time very often.
And everybody reached out to me. Thank you so much. You guys are truly alright, consider everybody my ham family, and I love you guys very much, so to speak. And 73, and thanks for doing that, Camp 6, I'm okay.
Alrighty, Carl, you're quite welcome, and I'm glad that you got to start. Alright, that is the end of my net. Let me, give me 1 second here. And for those of you who picked the trend and thought that my crazy mind would go, yeah, we're doing 70s music, let's make ABBA, A-B-B-A, the answer. You guys know me too well. You're right. That was tonight's answers. Let me dig up the full answers and be back with you in just a minute.
Still a little scratchy on the antenna. It's hooked up to a Diamond CP22E, which is basically
So, Carl, I'm kind of sad that you missed the questions, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you're the one last week who gave me the idea that
but it's only for 2
since I did just general 70s questions last week, let's do some 70s music trivia. And I did. So, question 1, which song by Steelers Wheel was featured on the movie Reservoir Dogs? That was A, Stuck in the Middle with You. That's right, there's clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. The 1972 song was from their self-titled album, and the 1992 Quentin Tarantino film is when it was used. Question 2. Who is the lead singer in Wings' song Live and Let Die? That was B, Paul McCartney. The song was the title song to the 8th James Bond movie, released in 1973. The song was the first Bond score to not involve John Barry, who's a composer and conductor of film music. Question 3. Which rock band... Well, hang on, let me reset. Because these answers are a little long. Question 3. Which American rock band covered the Kinks' song You Really Got Me in 1978? That was B, Van Halen. The Kinks song was recorded in July of 1964 and released later that year in August. The Kinks version topped on Billboard Hot 100 at number 7. Van Halen released their single in January of 1978, and it only reached 36. And question 4. Prior to Earth, Wind & Fire, Maurice White founded what band? That was A, the Salty Peppers. Maurice joined with 2 friends in Chicago to create the Salty Peppers in 1969. With only mild success there in Chicago, the group moved from there to LA, and he renamed the group Earth, Wind, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. The name reflects the elements in Maurice's own astrological chart. Yes, CHINO. Yeah. Cat, I gotta finish the net, please.
That's funny.
Sorry, folks. Alrighty. So, quadruple winners. Tonight
The cat
there were
lady.
50 of you. Triple winners had 14, 3 double winners, 3 single winners, no spotted owls, and 1 just check-in without answers. So, that being said, thank y'all for playing along tonight. This is Teresa on WX in College Station, Texas, returning all repeaters and frequencies back to normal, undirected amateur radio use. Good night, all, from KE5 MUX, where once again your answers were A, BBA. Good night.
Good evening. The time is 11 p.m.
The only thing that would have made that better, Teresa, is if you had an ABBA question in there. Then it would have definitely been ABBA, which, that would have rocked for sure. Anyway, thanks for doing that. Always enjoy it, as usual. I'm sure lots of other people do. KM6, okay?
Yeah, I thought about saying which popular rock 70s rock band had success in the 70s, went on and had Broadway musical based on their music, and the musical was turned into 2 movies, based on the musical and their music, and I just thought, nah, that's too much wording, and I'd never get it out right by the time 1 o'clock in the morning rolled around for the answers. So I just stuck with ABBA just for the answers rather than sneaking them into a question as well. Although I guess I probably could have come up with something to slide them into the answers. Oh well, hindsight 40/40.
Well, it was still an interesting set of questions. And, Reservoir Dogs is a classic, Tarantino classic, so that was definitely an interesting one for sure. God, I was hoping I would make it back in time. I was out working, and then I do DoorDash, and one of the orders took me way out, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it out to the net. And so I was able to slip in at that last moment right there. And the cat, of course, getting away, as usual for you. Doesn't want you to do what you need to do. But, they're cats. That's what they do. Mine was being a little troublemaker earlier, so I totally get it.
Oh, I did half the net with her sitting on my chest because she just refused to move. But then I got to the part where I needed to really start writing down call signs, and I couldn't hold on to her with one hand and run the net with the other hand and try to write left-handed. It just wouldn't have worked, so she got moved to the back of the chair, and then she got tired of being on the back of the chair and decided she wanted to... It was a giant mess.
It was a simple case of you weren't paying attention to me, so I'm going to get right in the way, as they do.
Oh, very much so. It's not like I worked 8 hours, then came home and spent a couple hours with her, then went and helped get a friend home from work, and then came back home and spent just a little bit of time with her before I started the net. No, she's got to have all the attention right then. Of course, in about 20 minutes, when I'm done with everything for the net, and I'm able to really, be able to pet her and give her attention, she's going to be hiding under the bed and be like, no, I'm done with the day, Mom. Bye.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Beethoven will literally, he'll come up and he'll get right in my face and be right there, and he sits there for, 5-10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I'll be petting him and he's just like, nope, I'm done, bye, and then wanders off like he does. CAM6, okay for identification.
DDR5 and UX. Yeah, I actually get kind of tickled at my pets. I'll go to sleep, and 9 times out of 10, I'll have the dog who will make her pillow up on the pillow kind of above my head, and the cat will be either under the bed or in the window sill, on the window ledge. I'll wake up in the morning, and the dog is either still there at the head, at my head, with the cat plastered to my back, or the cat is at my head and the dog is plastered on my back. I just never know with the two of them.
Well, Bree used to wake up with Beethoven literally laying right on her chest on a regular basis, so that was one of his favorite spaces to sit. It was right on top of his mommy. But he's a little dork. I love him. You know, he's a rescue, like most of my pets are. Just because that's just the way I do things. I don't get animals from, breeders or any of that stuff. I adopt rescues. And, so all of my pets have been rescues. And, little Bruno has been missing his mommy too. And it's been nice having their company, though. They've really helped me through this, for sure. And, you gotta love them. Even when they're being little troublemakers, you still gotta love them.
Yeah, when Mom passed, the dogs didn't react too terrible much because the last 6 to 8 months thereabouts, Mom had been from hospital to long-term, what do they call it? Long-term. Basically, it's kind of like a nursing home, but they can give them more medical care than they can in just a plain nursing home. And then rehab. And she was just bouncing back and forth between the three until they put her on hospice, and she came home for that last week. But when my dad passed away, Cece, who's the chihuahua that I've still got now, she was very much a daddy's puppy, and she would just sit outside of his bedroom and just look and be waiting for her dad to come home and come get in bed so that she could crawl up in the bed and curl up with him. She did that for several weeks before she finally would give up and come sleep in the bed with me all night. She might start out in the bed with me at times, but after a couple of hours, she was ready to go lay back down outside of her daddy's room and wait for daddy to go to bed.
Welcome to the wind system. VL123.0. Yeah, sometimes I think it's harder on them than it is on us, because, we at least understand what's going on. They're like, oh, well, they're just not here. I don't know why they're not here. And in Bree's case, she was in and out of the hospital a lot, so they were used to that, but they knew she would always come home. And now it's been, almost, over a month, and they're just like, where's mommy? I don't understand. Why is she not here? So I feel really bad for them because, they don't quite get what's actually going on, and I'm sure it was the same way with yours.
Well, with Dad, it was actually worse because he didn't go to the hospital all that much. He was one of them tough old birds, and it had been probably 2 or 3 years since the last time he had been in the hospital. So the only time he ever left the house was to go grocery shopping or go to the drugstore or something like that. So he didn't leave very often. just because the COPD kicked his butt so bad that he'd get out and he couldn't be out for more than an hour or two, and he'd come home and that was all he could do. He was off to bed to get some rest and some sleep and try to recover. That's one thing I'm glad I never got into was smoking, because God, that was rough to watch. KE5MUX Friday.
Yeah, well, watching my dad literally cough up chunks of his lung was a pretty good deterrent for me to not smoke. So, I never picked it up, and I never will. But, yeah, I get that. It's probably, it's not an easy thing to watch, and, it's bad. My father quit a while ago, and he's still around, as, best as he can be around, but he's, I don't know, his health is not that great, but he gets by. I don't see him much because he lives in Nevada and I live with my mother, so, we don't really see him all that often. But he, I talk to him and he's doing okay the last time I checked, but yeah, smoking is nasty. It does some really, really bad stuff to people, that's for sure. I've seen a lot of people have really big complications because they smoked as much as they did. So, don't recommend at all. Anywho, I know it's getting late for you, and we've probably tied up the system for a little bit too long now at this point, and you got stuff to do still too. So I will say 73 and be clear on your final. Cam 6, okay?
Alrighty, sir. Well, you take care, and I'll talk to you next week, and I'll be around for a little while yet, and if nobody picks up after a while and starts talking and you still want to talk. KE5MUX.
Let's see what we got. We could just turn the scanner on, since these people are done.
Ranger 56, code 20.
I just need a BNC adapter, really.
Mike 6.
Oh, shorten this version it wasn't really, how would you say, feasible when I can go a full quarter ways.
And I have also
Wow, Doug is still on the radio.
C-LK800A here. But, yeah.
Zero, Quebec,
Anyway,
Golf.
there you
Kilo,
go.
Zero, Quebec,
That's a
Golf.
whole other, conversation with old amplifiers. I live in an antique radio museum here that I actually call the Cottage of Wattage. And I have a neon sign that actually says that. And I'll send it back to you. Okay, I'm going to look you up here. I'd like to see what you got. I've got a lot of stuff on my short at page 2. I tell people sometimes that I just put it up there for posterity so that when I'm gone, they'll see some of this old vintage stuff still lasting. Yeah, well, I'm 75 years old. I'll be 76 in November. I'm born in late 49. But I got nothing to do, you know. I'm alone here nowadays. Just me and my cat. So I try to keep myself busy until it's my turn to go. Thanks then. Oh, I understand. Years ago, well, I got my journal ticket in 1963, so I've been a long time. I've been building, not since then. I didn't actually start building until about 70. But anyway, what was I going with? Oh, yeah. Back in those days, back in the early days, 50 years ago or so, I tried building amplifiers with a 41000 back in, and I found out real quick just exactly what you're saying. 4,000 volts is output minimum. I run 5400s on the one in the back. And I'm not exactly sure what this one's going to turn out to be, but it'll be at least 54, 55, and maybe even closer to 6K, 6KV. Yeah, I've got a big, huge choke down here, a 1.5 amp choke. Just big, coma transformers that is made for dual 2.5 volt 21 amp tubes. You know what I mean? I know it's the same, but, you know, I don't know. I always like to go to dragsters. I never had any kind of a race car, but I just absolutely love those big double-A dragsters. Let me tap you in here, Doug. You're K7. Geez, let me see what you got posted out there. I've got your call wrong. I've got you. Oh, you're N7. I'm sorry. I tell you what, just getting older for the business. November 7. Geez, that's it. Let me see. I bet you got a bunch of pictures. Well, there you are. You don't have any pictures. I thought you'd have a whole bunch of stuff posted out there. Well, anyway, that's what I do. And you can see a lot of what I do out there. Yeah, this little 4CX1000 it just does a marvelous job. It's a big roller inductor and vacuum capacitors and M2 and 80, 40, and 20. I never tried to put it on 15 or 10. Don't really care. It's built into a 1947 Collins 30K1 cabinet. It's a beautiful thing. Big glass panel in the front where you see the tubes. And I've built a bunch of amplifiers in it. 4/400s and the 3/1000Z. The 4-1000 is a little bit too big for it. Won't quite fit. But anyway, that's what's going on here, Doug. Real pleasure to meet up with you. Really nice down there, signal down here. I won't hold you here too long, but I'm making some measurements here. I'm going to start cutting some holes. I stay up all night a lot of times. It's 20 minutes after 12, I guess about the same time it is there with you in California. No, you're an hour earlier than me. But anyway, that's what's going on here, Doug. N7G, ZZ, WJ4QGA. You know what's going on. I'm definitely, an intrepid
North 7 over on the 21 tier.
I just want to meet guys
Trying to decide whether they want us to respond. Can I pass her through the 1191?
the best barbecue you've ever had in your life. That's kind of where I'm coming from out here. I'm retired, kind of a movie guy, television movie guy, and a pilot, aircraft owner, with over 4,000 hours of flight time. But I don't do that anymore either, you know. And, yeah, what the heck? That's where I'm, you know, where we're coming from out here. We love our hunting, fishing, and barbecue out here in Fish Lake Valley, Nevada.
Well, we don't have much fishing around here. I'm in the middle of the high desert. 4,000 feet minimum here in El Paso. Hot and dry. And climate change is, I'm definitely seeing it out here. I don't know what we can do about it. Send more money to a political party, I guess. That seems to be the only solution. But anyway, yes, I'm probably primarily a builder, but I am, as you say, a rag chewer too. I'm not much of one. I mean, I'll get on whatever it takes, you know. We'll give signal reports and 59 and 73 and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't chase DX. Everything just has to kind of happen. But I do like to see my equipment work. I heard years ago some old ham, and it just stuck with me. It said there's nothing like going into your radio room or shack or whatever you call it and seeing all of your homebrew equipment work perfectly. And I said, you know what? I connect with that. And no, I've got one right here. It's a real beauty. It's got ALC on it and everything. I can look up at it. I can see the plate modulating. I can see the screen modulating a little bit. But the grid, it does not. Although I'm sure that I'm hitting it a little hard sometimes. But I built an ALC circuit up. I copy circuits, of course. I mean, that's the only sane thing to do. We can't, no use of reinventing the wheel. It's got the same ALC circuit as the Collins 30S1. I have that too. I have the beautiful KWM2A and 30S1, all the kind of, you know, all the toys there. Well, Doug, my pleasure hooking up with you. I'm so glad that I turned the radio on. I just powered it up. And I heard you there. I used to talk. It's been a few months. But this radio in the basement, this 7300 in the basement, I seem to just kind of let sit around on
22546, check on you.
I've talked to the guys out in Phoenix. And I'll talk to them in 2 or 3 months. But anyway,
Copy, code 426.
the back that I drive my other amplifiers with. So anyway, we could go on for hours. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, Doug. And like I say, I've marked some holes. I gotta take it out and take it to my workshop, drill some holes, and bring it back. I'm actually building the plate tank circuit right now. I've got a roller inductor out of the Gates transmitter that I'm going to use. It's absolutely gorgeous, and some vacuum capacitors and all that stuff. Yeah, I see that AL800A trunk up there of 3CX800. Yeah, that's really impressive. That's a lot of amplifier there, Doug. Well, anyway, it's good to hook up with you. I'll be on these late hours at random times, and maybe we'll meet again here, sir. 73, I'm going to go ahead and drill holes and start my next project. M7GZZWA42GA.
All right, my friend. God bless you, and I mean that sincerely. All right. Good making you contact. This is Doug at 7GZZ. I'll be listening. But 7-3, my friend.
7-3, Doug. No, my pleasure meeting you. WA4QJ. Yeah, I'm clear QRT.
should call Doug, but I don't really feel like talking for that much time. And I know him. I've known him for a while. Let me see if the radio's turned up. Look at these damn bugs flying around out here. You still on there, Doug? KG7H3R. He probably cleared out. And I don't have the amp on, so you might not be able to hear me. I think this microphone's gonna pull my scanner. Scanner's dead tonight. KG7H3R. Alright. Well, I tried. Well, there's nothing. There's nobody on the radio. These guys aren't on here. Right.
I remember I was out back there and what he had passed.
I think nobody's watching. I think it's my two devices that are logged in.
Well, you're in that big profession. A lot of, got injured. There was a lot of them back in the day, over the drug thing. Stars that died over drugs. So, you know, I guess when you're
One person watching. Let's go ahead and end the stream. And we'll restart the stream. I'm going vertical. I don't like this format.